This is the Commodities and Recycling Report brought to you by BENLEE, the industry leader in roll-off trailers and open-top scrap trailers, as well as Raleigh and Goldsboro Metal Recycling, the leaders in North Carolina for scrap metal, cardboard, electronics, and junk cars. Today is Monday, June 8th, 2015. My name is Greg Brown, President and CEO of the companies. Overall, the economy continues its slow growth around the world. Last week, the U.S. had a very strong jobs report, and car sales in the U.S. had their best month since 2005, almost 10 years ago. Related with the slow growth in the U.S., the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, took down their forecast of U.S. growth and urged the U.S. not to raise interest rates in 2015. While ferrous production came down a bit last week, it has been trending up for months and is now nicely up from the April multi-year low. Related, a group of U.S. steel mills filed anti-dumping charges against foreign steel mills due to the flood of imported steel. As the U.S. economy continues to gain strength, and with imports of scrap metal flat, the low prices of scrap metal causing low incoming rates to scrapyards caught up with the market. As was forecast about a week ago on this report, the increase in ferrous pricing became a reality with prices up $20 to $30 a gross ton, the first real increase in months. While this increase is significant, the question is, will it be enough to help reverse the enormous drop in metal coming into scrapyards? Steel consumption in the U.S. is not getting a lot of help from oil drilling, which until last year consumed enormous amounts of metal. Last week was the 26th consecutive weekly decline in the oil rig count in the U.S. The good news is, with oil now up almost 50% from the multi-year low of a few months ago, the oil rig count is close to stabilizing. But Business Insider's graph is nothing other than ugly. While scrap steel had its first increase in months, aluminum has been a totally different story. Prices are now at a 5-year low. Imports and last year's high inventory level caused some of this decline. Aluminum inventory levels, having hit highs about a year ago, are now at 5+ year lows. Based on these new low inventories and the U.S. dollar having weakened a bit in recent weeks, we would expect aluminum prices to stabilize in the coming weeks. Copper, after hitting a multi-year high about a month ago, has been seeing a decline for weeks now, having dropped about 25 cents in the past 3 weeks. Of course, with China continuing to slow and with 50% of the copper consumed there, we would see no major increase in copper prices coming anytime soon. We were in Las Vegas last week for the annual Waste Expo show. Almost all the news there was positive for equipment suppliers. The major drag on the waste industries is that recycling for companies like Waste Management is not profitable, and they are not investing in the recycling part of their business. Waste is okay, but recycling is a problem due to the low commodity prices. These continued low profits caused one of the major U.S. metal companies, PSC, to announce new site closings. In the past 30 days, many scrap metal companies have announced closing sites and shutting down shredders. Prices for aluminum and copper have come down this week in Raleigh and Goldsboro. Steel and junk cars are actually up. Please call us at 919-828-5426 in Raleigh and 919-731-5600 in Goldsboro for prices. With that, we hope all have a safe and profitable week. Tune in next week for the Commodities and Recycling Report. This is Greg Brown.